With election day fast approaching, I needed to take this moment to explain to you why I am the most important candidate you will ever vote for. In my lifetime, there has never been such an important election. I am the only candidate that can offer real jobs, real chances. I am the only candidate in this election who has actually been a mother. Sami, from the Liberal Democrats, has had a child, but that was illegal. We have seen our town destroyed by Edwina's cruel and horrible cuts. Antique shops opening on every street corner. Chip shops being closed. How else will you feed your children? With the Brexit negotiations starting very shortly after the election, I will make sure that I am in Brussels, making sure our town's interests are most looked after in the Brexit negotiations.
Mum, that's not how it works.
And so, a vote for Fallowla is a vote for better jobs, better economy, cleaner streets, and a real breastfeeding mother. I'm Fallowla Ruffalo, and you can tick my box any day. You know, last week was a really important week for me. And it was thanks to my good friends, Margaret, Diana, Theresa, mother of, and Ava Braun, that I was able to really pull myself together, push myself to speak to that young UKIP boy, and get a handful of the competition. You know what was really important about that for me was that I was able to realise what I had to do this week, which is to actually start talking to people and letting them know that I'm an option to vote for. So at the beginning of this week, I didn't want to give Vivian too much to do. So I just sent her off to do a little bit of printing for me. Anne had designed some really lovely flyers that I was going to put through the doors of local constituents' houses. I didn't ask her to print them in black and white, but foreign workers never really do listen to the instructions properly.
You stupid bitch.
I don't have a battle bus. I don't see the point in wasting money on such trivial things. But we all piled in to my limousine and travelled around the constituency. Now, the first place we went to is a very charming council estate, and I think what was really important about this was that I was able to put forward what makes me a good candidate and give across my opinions in a really positive way. Vote for Lola. Vote for Lola. Vote for Lola.
Hi.
Hello, have you considered who you're voting for in the general election?
Not at the moment.
Vote for Lola. Vote for Lola. Vote for Lola. Are you foreign?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Off you go, next one.
Hi, can I help?
Hello, have you considered who you're voting for in the general election?
No.
Is this a baby?
Yes.
Can I have your baby for just one moment? Hello, baby. Come here. Hello.
I mean...
Yes, this is a baby. And is the camera on? Yes. Hello, baby. Are you voting for Lola? Of course she is.
I'm sorry.
Oh, and this little girl is going to be voting for Lola.
Are we, River?
Yes, we are. So I did have a bit of an interesting encounter while campaigning. The lemon approached me. Now, it's been a bit awkward there, if I'm honest, ever since last week. Now, I know a lot of you did get worried about my connection with the other world. Fear not. when I leave that connection, there's a bit of a mind fuzz. And while I was in that mind fuzz, I did accidentally snog her boyfriend and touch him inappropriately. But here's the thing. He enjoyed it, and so did I. And I just think she's being a bit of a bitter Betty. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was her cousin as well.
Come on, Vivian, darling, let's go to a nice little cocktail bar I know. Where you go? Careful of the centre of gravity. Come on, Vivian. Which one?
Edwina, I've just found Fallowla. She's headed towards that cocktail bar that she really likes. Yeah, I think we should ambush her like what you said, but the camera woman's following me, so I shouldn't really say anything. Alright then, I'll see you in a few. Bye. 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 Bye.
Of course, my intimate little personal dinner party for myself was very cruelly interrupted by two very, very bitter people. Honestly, the problem with campaigning is it just does such difficult work for my feet.
See, there she is. I told you she would be in here.
Oh my god, look who it is.
Now, for anyone who sees this footage, it wasn't Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog.
This is unexpected. Hello, Lemon. Edwina.
Lola. I would say the pleasure is ours.
What can I do for you two OAPs?
I'm 20.
That is what I'm talking about.
You're so horrible, Fallowla. This is why we're come here to talk to you, because you said earlier that you were going for a cocktail, and I know exactly where you go, because you're that predictable, that you don't have anything else to do, that you'd be here.
You're really rubbish, people, Fallowla, honestly. The time we spent together the other day, and call me really, really old, for goodness sake,
Listen,
Fallowla,
I corrected myself. I knew you're not... 47!
The man behind the bar asked me how I felt I was doing. I said I'm doing fine. And he says, have I seen the polls yet? And I said to him, the thing is, I don't know how the Polish community is going to vote in this election. All I can hope is they vote for me, because I have the best sauerkraut they could find. I mean, that's what Polish people like, isn't it? Sauerkraut.
Princess Diana herself said to me that I am going to win this campaign against two ugly old gremlins. Now, all I am saying is, there's no one else here but you two. So what gremlins was she referring to?
Well, maybe the one in the bloody mirror. Because look at you, Fallowla. You're so nasty and horrible. You're almost like a troll. You see, she said that you won't be able to last in the House of Commons. You can't last in any house, because look at the state that you got in when you came into my house.
Hovel.
House is
Hovel.
where I live, Fallowla.
It's a council house. You don't own it. You pay to the government. The government is the one who houses you, because you can't afford your own housing.
Well, whether that matters or not, the point that we are here is because
yeah,
she is nasty. And
you're extremely nasty. It
Do
takes
you
me back.
realise
It
that you
takes
don't
me
have to
back.
wear the colour of your party?
she is.
I know.
Being ambushed in a private cocktail place is really difficult. It leaves you feeling vulnerable and open to the elements. And I'm more upset that they let that one in, because she's clearly on benefits. She clearly hasn't washed her top. And I can understand them letting Edwina in, but the lemon? The lemon?
There's the other one, you know, the
There's
not
no-
Diane Abbott one.
There's no room for you around here. She sent a message for you. Would you like me to read it?
Was it a video message? I can't wait.
No, it's a well scripted little prose here. Fallowla, the Labour Party has enough trouble at the moment without being involved in your ridiculous documentary. You made me look like a fool. I greatly looked forward to witnessing your failure, and I hope this fall from grace hurts your very foot down. Continue living in the clouds, Fallowla. Yours, not Diane Abbott.
But you have hurt Stephen's feelings, and that double hurts my feelings.
How is
that
Steve?
That poor boy can't even leave the house. He's been grounded indefinitely, and get your slaggy leg away.
You're not taking this seriously, you know. This is politics, darling.
You know, I think it was a really good opportunity to talk to them and make them realise why I'm doing this. Because of Theresa fucking May.
See?
When I came to the decision to stand as a candidate in this election, I looked at a map of England. I looked at the different places that I could go to lend a hand. As a celebrity, I have so much I could give to a town. And when I saw this lovely little constituency of yours, and how you had destroyed it with horrible, horrible cuts, and how the Liberal Democrats had ruined so much of what made students in this town important, I said to my daughter, Vivian, get in the car, Vivian. We're moving to that town. I'm here as a saviour. And you know, it was your old friend Maggie who told me that yes, the medicine is harsh, but the patient requires it. Just because it's a bitter pill to take for your little town and your poor, backwards little minds, doesn't mean that I am not the most important thing that could have possibly happened to your town. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm just here, waiting for the polls to be released, so I can decide exactly how I'm going to take over your little town, for my own benefit.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to see the polls come in, because it's going to prove to you that you are not as big as you think you are, and I can't even remember what makes you a celebrity.
You're one of those people, Fallowla. You're only famous for being famous, darling, and rather grandiose as it is.
Polls are in now. Let's have a look at how bad she's been doing.
Believe it, in the end, I came all this way to have a quiet cocktail. Somehow they managed to follow me, to attack me. But in the end, it was them that left with the red faces. Because guess who's in the top of the polls?
Let's see then. Let's see.
So,
let's
look,
see.
Look, I'm
Where?
I'm last.
Oh, you are, aren't you? Oh, wait, where am I? Where am I?
You're second. You did really well.
But I'm not first. So, who's that?
Well, go on then, break the silence. Where am I?
How have you got first?
That can't be right.
How have you
that
got
can't be right.
You mean I, Fallowla Ruffalo, the candidate, am top of the polls?
I don't believe this. I think you're
believe it.
lying. I can't.
That's right, it's me.
I'm going to win.
I shouldn't have to do this. This isn't really part of my job, but she's failing. And I mean, she's failing terribly. To a point where I had no choice. I mean, do you know about Fallowla Ruffalo? No? The top. So I figured, just bring around, you know, the good people, the people that really matter. Hello, yeah, is that Mark Zuckerberg? Oh right, you're just his little Asian wife. Okay, fine. I mean, no one's really gonna know about it. No one's gonna know that I rigged the polls, right? Well, you know what? I don't care who you vote for. I really couldn't give a shit. As long as you can just put a Fallowla at the head of the polls, that would be great. This is how Donald Trump did it. So I don't really see what the problem is. I mean, he made president of the United States, right? So yeah. I'm realizing that you've been filming this the whole time, actually, and I'm not quite comfortable with that. So what I'm going to propose to you right now is that we keep this between me and you, right? No?
Hello, it's me. Off camera for a minute to just let you know that next week's episode will be our final episode. And not just that, it will be a fantastic audience choice episode. That's right, you at home get to decide the outcome of next week's episode by going to the polling station and fucking voting. Go out there and vote. Do not be so fucking stupid as to not vote. Just because you enjoy masturbating to Jeremy Kyle and Judge Rinder does not mean you should waste your Thursday doing that. June 8th, go out and vote. Vote! Vote! Vote!